We are live.
Yeah, I'm all good to go.
Make sure I mute the stream this time.
Yes, please. Also, if somebody could just take a moment and check the Twitch stream just to make sure that we're all heard. We definitely don't want a repeat of last time, and I don't know if Matt's #1 fan is going to be listening tonight.
She is not. She is watching Miley Cyrus's new thing on Disney Plus.
Fair.
All right. DM, I think I have you. Yep, I got the stream. All right, I'm gonna mute myself just so I can hear us on the stream.
Sure thing. Just to make sure that everything's working on that end, we're going to do a couple of tests. Each player just give a little test pattern. You can say something silly. Just, let Yami see if he hears you.
Real quick, so everybody just state your name just so I can make sure, because I can hear Ant clearly.
Hello, my name is Aaron, and I'll be playing Levin, the Tarnadal Elf.
Meow, 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 meow.
Mike check 317, Yami. I just want to take this time to tell you I love you.
Mana.
So
I hear everybody.
I'm just going to
Clearly.
give Aaron inspiration for that one for, following instructions.
So I was
We all followed instructions. You said
kind of, sort of,
Well,
but
Yami said,
Popcorned off.
gotcha. So you followed a different person's instructions. Gotcha.
but yes, I can hear everybody perfectly fine, even myself actually.
Hope so.
Okay.
Shucks.
We don't want to hear myself. Oh, at least I don't. But yeah, I can hear everybody on the Twitch. It's perfectly fine. Everything's very clear, actually. Super clear, actually.
Awesome.
All right.
So, on that note, during the last session, you were recruited to a job to meet up and gather information from the Warforged named Cole. You were hired by Sergeant Vilroy, who 3 out of the 6 of you knew. 3 out of the 6 of you knew. Yami and Fennec came in along with Mech, and Ceres was added to the party through a friend of a friend. After questioning the necessity of having such a large group going forward, you made your way to the Cog Carnival, where you did track down where Cole was. After Levin tipped the bartender with a gold piece, he pointed you in the direction of Cole, who, with being displayed the writ by Sergeant Vilroy, displayed under the glass that Lance slid over towards her, you began to find out information, and more accurately, she began to question why you were here instead of Sergeant Vilroy, which was then answered that Sergeant Vilroy would have caused a scene. Shortly after your conversation began, a firebolt was seen being shot off, nearly hitting Cole in the head, where she believed that you were there to distract and or kill her. So she began to run. In a frenzy, Levin and Lance immediately took off without looking around or without a second thought of anything around them, and began forward. The other 4 members of the party did linger around for a few more minutes, trying to gauge what might happen or what might have been going on, and then made their way forward. After several minutes of chasing and several obstacles in your way, you were able to find Cole shortly after she was rendered unconscious by three kobolds and a shifter. The kobolds were dispatched relatively easily. The shifter did surrender, and after providing some information, took the opportunity to run. It was in this instance that Lance did pursue, and we will begin with Yami interested in the pursuit as well. This is where I believe we left off.
Are they still within 80 feet of me?
They would have, yes, they would be within 80 feet of you, but they would be out of sight.
Hmm.
And just to clarify, we're running through like a crowded street, correct?
You are not currently running unless you do pursue Lance, who is pursuing the shifter. You are currently where Cole is, who is now conscious after Mech used a point of healing hands, laying on hands, I believe.
Okay, so I believe last session I would have definitely took off after Lance. I would have been following Lance, chasing the changeling.
I'd be staying with Cole.
Alrighty. Okay. So, what about the rest of the party?
I'll chase the shifter.
Levin is going to be mindful of the objective that the group was given, and he's choosing to stay with Cole. But I'm going to be scouting the alleyway in case there are people that are going to potentially follow up.
Alrighty. So, with that, you two would be starting slightly before. Fennec, what is it that you would like to do?
Fennec will be staying with Mech.
Alrighty. So, with that, Yami and Sarish chase after the shifter. As a reminder, because we are down a player, you will not have his aid tonight, so it is strictly on you two.
Yeah.
Noted.
Alright. So, with that, they would have had about 12 seconds of an advanced start, so you are about about a turn or two behind. Alright? So, what would you like to do?
Well, first I would like to try and get them in sight.
Alright, so give me a survival check.
That roll. No, that didn't roll.
No, I'm seeing it. You got a survival wisdom 22.
Oh, never mind. I'm on the wrong tab. Okay.
Ah.
Yami, give me a survival.
Alright. Hopefully. Actually, give me 1 second. We can make sure this is connected so it can roll in Foundry. 1 second. Apologize. Alright, I'm rolling now. You said survival. I got a 17.
Alrighty. With that, you are able to kind of get onto the tracks of this individual. You really basically see the heels of Lance as he's turning another corner, continuing to dash forward.
Assuming that Lance is still on top of him, right?
You can make that assumption.
Alright, I just want to make sure, because you said he turned. I'm not sure if he went the right way or the wrong way, so I just want to make sure.
There's no way for you to really know that.
Great.
Well, we got the tail, right? You said we got the trail of the shifter. Or...
No, I said you saw the heels of Lance as he turned the corner.
Okay. Yeah. I would just be trying to keep up pace with Lance, personally.
So does that... with the 22, am I able
hold on.
to get...
Is somebody adjusting their mic?
I think so.
someone fighting their mic?
I don't know.
No.
Hiding there, Mike?
Fighting.
No, I know. I was adding on.
Yeah, Matt, that's on your end.
What's the matter?
You were constantly bumping your mic, and it's causing audio to be a little wonky on your end.
Sorry, it's probably rubbing on my beard. My bad.
Please do not swallow your microphone.
I'm not, it's just dangling there.
10 out of 10 would not recommend.
Alrighty. So, yes. But yeah, with that, the only information you would be able to see from that is that you know Lance was chasing the shifter, and you know that the shifter is in front of Lance.
Alright, so me, I would personally just be following Lance as much as I can right now, currently.
I mean, following Lance, but what I'm looking for is signs of the shifter. I want to make sure we're all following the right target. So, as I pursue, that's my goal, is to see them.
Alrighty. So with that, we're going to pause for you guys for a second. We're going to hop back to the rest of the party. So, Mech, I do believe in the last session you did use a lay on hands, correct?
Yeah, at least 1 point.
Alright. You notice that Cole starts waking up and she sits up awkwardly because she is missing one arm and looks around. I'm sorry. I thought you were assassins trying to kill me.
It's okay. I think we're gonna get that part.
Oh, you're finally awake. Walked right into that ambush.
Well, I've had enough of fighting in my time. I just wanted to get away, and I'm not able to defend myself like I used to.
Well, that's for sure. You're welcome, by the way.
And she is going to look at you, and she's going to give you this kind of look of disgust. Well, thank you. And she's going to return her attention to Levin and Mech.
I'm still scouting the alleyway, so my back would be towards Cole. I'm gonna quickly cast a glance towards Cole. Well, can you walk? Do you need assistance?
I think I got it. And you're going to hear her struggle. She's very wobbly as she's getting to her feet. But she does finally do it, grabbing onto the wall of the nearest building to support her. So, you said you were here from Vilroy, right?
Well, that is what we were hired to do.
And your friends are going to be okay, aren't they?
I'm assuming that Lance will be fine. I'm not certain of the others.
Yami should be fine. He runs off all the time.
Well, thank you for the input.
He'll be fine.
All right. So, would you mind telling us? You were attacked for a reason, so perhaps some insights into that?
Well, it's probably because of Reza. It's a friend. Reza's a friend of mine. And, about a month ago, she told me she had a job working for Alden Orien, the Scion, a member of the Dragonmarked House. She told me that other Warforges were recruited from other parts of the city to help out because it was something that required physical labor. So, clearly I wasn't wanted. And she motions with her missing arm.
Like she's waving the arm, or
Pretty much, it's almost like she's just throwing her shoulder forward to really.
okay. I didn't know
emphasize
she
that
had like it in her hand, waving it like prop. Okay.
No, it's just empty air. It's just like the shoulder nub moving forward. She's just emphasizing the part that she has no arm. Poor me. I can't
Yeah,
find
we
work.
found her in the bar in this condition, missing the arm.
Yep.
But anyway, raised a plan to save some money, and then he was gonna help me buy an arm. She was gonna help me buy an arm. But things were apparently a lot more dangerous than she thought. She said she didn't tell me exactly what it was, but she was planning to quit just before she died.
Hmm.
Honestly, if you really want answers from somebody, go see if you can talk to that Alden the Orien.
Does the name ring a bell to me?
It would ring a bell. That would be
Yeah, under House Orien, right?
Yep, exactly. The name itself. Give me a history check, actually.
All right, one sec. Oh yeah, this will go swimmingly.
You got this, buddy.
Okay, 16.
See, not bad. The name actually does sound familiar. You've heard of him. He's not head of the houses or anything of that nature, but he is part of the nobility of the house.
Oh.
Can we put the name in the chat,
Sure.
please, and thank you. Just for note's sake. Appreciate it.
Putting it in the OOC of the Foundry?
I put it in character under the shifter.
Hey, I was right.
Hold on.
Did I spell
Much
it wrong?
appreciated.
No, I spelled it wrong. It's an EN. Sorry.
And it's a lowercase d if you're referencing it that way.
Yes.
At the suffix of the last name, Levin's mood is going to darken.
Levin, what's wrong? Does that name sound familiar?
Diorian means that it's a dragon-marked heir.
Is that bad?
It's complicated. Houses usually have misgivings when it comes to their favorites being targeted for things.
We have to talk to that guy about Razor?
That is what Cole's suggesting.
What could possibly go wrong?
Well, we do have the writ, but that's only going to extend as far as we continue to interrogate Cole. We weren't exactly given broad powers here.
And I think our permission ran that way.
What, you're talking about Lance?
Yes.
He's not part of the Watch.
But doesn't he have the scroll that tells us we can do things?
Paperwork mostly. Short version is if we were arrested, they would have to take time to sort it out. We would be spending some time being detained, as it were.
Well, let's not do any of that.
Or we would go and meet up with Vilroy with the updated information and possibly get a writ to continue.
That does sound like a better option.
Yeah. And as far as what we were told to do, I'm pretty sure we just fulfilled our obligations to this particular contract.
I don't know. Cole, is there anything else you can help us with?
Give me a persuasion check.
That should go awesome. 10.
No, there's nothing more than I know right now, but if I know anything, I'm getting out of this city. I don't think it's safe anymore.
You're kidding, right? This city has never been safe. Comfortable, yes. Safe?
It used to be more hospitable. She refers more towards the graffiti that was painted on the bar of the Cog Carnival.
I'm not meaning to offend or anything, but I think at some point your lot was treated better before you were recognized as persons. As odd as that sounds.
But hopefully you can figure out what it is that Razor was into.
We'll do our
It's just
best.
look. It's going to be more questions, but before we do any of that, we do have to make a report.
Well, you can tell Vilroy she knows where I'll be.
Outside of the city.
Well, Cog Carnival first. I need a drink.
No, that's fair. You don't have too many other places you can go. Are you... Would you object to an escort at least to the tavern?
If you don't mind, I don't mind. You guys look like a bunch of tough people.
Well, I'm hoping that potentially there might be people around that would know you and be able to mind you while we left to go make our report. It seems a bit irresponsible to handle it otherwise.
It is appreciated. Thank you.
I think we'll still be standing there with kind of like this irksome look across his face as how she is looking at him.
What you will notice is she's not overtly... She doesn't display any... Besides the glare, she doesn't display any other hostility.
Not so much like that he's viewing it as hostile, but just like the look of disgust, and especially when, so you'll see like a grimace on his face, especially when she mentions the less hospitable piece of things, or like how they were the Warforged were treated. In his mind, he's like, oh, must be tough.
Understood.
So he's kind of like, you're judging me, but you're going through the same thing that I am.
And with that, we're going to jump to the others.
Mm-hmm.
So Yami and Saris, you are still in pursuit. Give me a survival check, please.
I'm sorry, repeat that.
Survival check, please.
Survival coming in hot. I got a 9. Oh, it popped up. Yes.
It did.
There we go. Saris.
I rolled a 14.
All right. Oh, nice. Sorry, I didn't see that. You are going to notice that as you're continuing on in pursuit, you are entering into a more densely populated area where there are more people outside. You notice that the population itself is more diverse than you would have expected. Do you continue?
A quick
Yes.
question: do I still see Lance and where he's heading?
Give me a perception check.
Yes, sir.
And do I catch any sight of the shifter?
As well, give me a perception check.
Okay. Ugh. No, I don't.
You are not able. You actually see like 3 or 4 different shifters in the crowd, and in fact, you would notice that they were wearing some form of type of sports jersey. Specifically, what? Sorry, I'm drawing a blank on the name of the team from Sharn. But you notice that there is like a badge or something on one of the jerseys, and that's where your perception would. That's what your perception would give you. Yami, you would be able to just make out Lance, and he is kind of looking around as if he may have lost the shifter as well.
Shifting and teams brings back memories, but on a note, so I will go up to Lance and ask him, do you know which way he went and what he was doing, or where he was, like, would I have known what he was wearing? Or they?
You would have been able to recognize the armor, should you come across it, but at this point, you have lost track of the shifter.
Alright. So I'm gonna go up to Lance, pat him on his back, and be like, did you see where he went? Did you lose him?
Particularly because Lance is not here,
Yep.
I'm just going to simply say he has lost him.
Okay, understandable. Well, at least we have a face to match. We should get back to the others as soon as possible and check on Cole. I'm gonna look at Ceres. Ceres is right behind me, right? Or in front of me?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm in nearby. I'm gonna. Do I see any? Can I spot any other like street urchins working the crowd or anything?
What specifically are you looking for? Are you looking for somebody like a bard or somebody like that who's trying to work for money? Are you looking for a pickpocket? What specifically are you looking for in the street urchin?
Yeah, not a busker. I'm looking for like a young little child criminal type that would probably go unnoticed by most people.
A beggar child, I'm assuming.
Give me a perception check.
Okay. Come on. It's gonna be a day.
Yeah. No.
All right. At that point, she just
You see a couple of kids who are running, like hustling, shoe shine hits and things like that, but nobody that looks like they're working game, so to say.
Fair enough. I'll let it go.
I'm gonna look at Ceres. You did get a good look at him, did you?
I can't say I did.
As long as we have a general description, that should be enough. At least for now.
Shrugs.
As Yami looks around, I'm turning around, looking around the whole street. No sign of nobody. We're just standing in the middle of a busy street. I'm assuming, like Times Square, and I'm gonna be like, all right. Well, I can definitely retrace our steps back. Let's get to the others as soon as possible and see what's going on with them.
All right.
With that, you are able to pretty well track your path back. Particularly, Ceres, you've been in Sharn, not maybe this specific area, but you know the general way that it's set up in the lower district. Yami, I'm sure you have traveled through cities before, so you would roughly, it wouldn't be too difficult And with Saris guiding you, you got it, my friend. But after that time of traveling back, you are going to notice that they're not in the same spot. Did you all go to escort, or was Fennec and Mech waiting?
No, I was gonna go with Cole 11.
And Fennec?
He's coming too.
Yep.
Just yes.
So,
Fennec has to stay at least with one of us.
Yeah.
I mean, in both of their eyes, yes, he does.
Yeah, in our eyes, yes. But Fennec, who knows about Fennec? He's a little troublemaker, so.
We haven't found that out yet. So far, he's been behaving.
Well, we would know, but
So-
go ahead.
Yeah, we're gonna pause that because the meta bird is talking a little bit too much right now. But as you approach where you had battled to save Cole, give me a perception check again, please.
Okay. Perception coming up for
There we go.
Nice.
Nat
You-
20.
You notice as you're approaching, you hear the conversation before you get there. Where are the bodies that you had left there of the 3 kobolds? You notice that there's 3 members of the Sharn Watch currently investigating that area.
I'm gonna look at Saris like I'm
I've
pretty sure
already
they would have seen them.
Turned around and walking in another direction.
As I'm about to say something, I put my finger up and I'm about to speak. I look at Saris and she's walking away. I'm like, all right, interesting. Excuse me, sir. As I go up to one of the people there.
Alrighty. So, with that, how would you go about attempting to find the party? The
Yep. So
remainder
I'm gonna
of
go
your
up to
party?
one of the. Yep. I'm gonna go up to one of the people. I'm like, excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Or
you
madam.
could- you would notice a older woman, human, looking up at you. Yes. What can I do for you?
I have a quick question, and I don't mean to interrupt what you're doing here, but did you see a metal man and a little goblin at all in this area, and what direction they headed in?
You're gonna notice she holds out her hand, palm face up.
Of course
Well,
it is.
I
with
mean,
city folk.
my memory is a little bit out there. I can use a little bit of incentive to remember.
I'm gonna look at her palm like, of course, with you city folk. 5 silver. Is that enough to remember?
It will certainly help.
Right, so I'm gonna palm it, like I'm gonna hover it over her hand, but is it enough to remember before I place it?
We'll find out.
I'll drop the 5 silver in her hands.
Yeah, they were helping this one-armed metal person. They started heading, and she's going to point in the direction that you originally came from. Yeah, you know, one wouldn't usually pay attention to a metal person, but when there's a goblin there, you tend to notice.
Interesting. Thank you. And I'm gonna like walk like slowly in that direction, just enough time for Saris to catch up if she's still
Yeah,
lingering
she
about.
is.
Okay.
She'll sort of like, after like a block, she'll fall in step with you.
I'm like, oh, there you go. I'm gonna look her up and down, be like, well, they went this way, and let's hope we can retrace their steps. You seem like a city folk. Where would somebody bring somebody in such conditions? Back to a tavern, or?
I mean, it's the place where Warforged gather a lot, so that's where we found her. Most likely the best place to take her back to. We don't know where else to take her anyway, unless she told them something else.
No, so she told me, so I'm gonna follow you. Lead the way.
Okay. And because I'm a street urchin, I know all the best ways around town. So
Alrighty. So it wouldn't. You would you attempt to look around the city first, or would you attempt to go back to the Cog Carnival before you really began to look for the party? What is the way that you would go about investigating this?
So, quick question. Would I be able to, like, because you said to go back or around the town. Again, I think this is all on Ceres at this point, so I'm gonna look at Ceres like, where would somebody go who's injured? I highly doubt they would go back to where we came from if that's where their Cole was attacked.
I think the real question is, do we have any options other than that to start with? If we go back there, we can at least ask if they know where Cole lives or hangs out elsewhere. Those people know her, we don't.
I normally don't like to play the tourist route, but as we're walking in the direction that the
Well, we're not taking the tourist route. We're taking the fast route. And you'll notice, like, the quality of the, like, scenery is probably going down even more.
Well, I'm gonna look around and be like, well, I was gonna ask one of the standbys if they seen where they went after that direction, but I'm just gonna follow your lead. You seem to know a lot more.
Yeah, don't talk to people around here unless you want to give up more coin.
I'm gonna look at my... Yep, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Keep your hand on your purse, also, if you don't want to lose more coin.
So, as I was stating, I'm gonna put my hand on my purse and, like, shake it a little bit, like, yeah, I don't got too much coin, and that's great advice around here as I look around with my hand on my purse. And I'm following Ceres.
Yeah. And
Gotcha. So you're basically walking through the streets of the city with your hand on your purse.
Well, yes and no, not so obvious, but I'm making sure it's... What's the word I'm looking for? Guarded.
Oh,
yeah.
For professionals, it's obvious.
Yeah.
I'm just specifying. So, Sarah, we are going to assume that you kind of look at him and you snicker a little bit.
A little bit, but...
Okay.
I'm gonna, like... I'm trying to sort of also... like, with body language, say, this is my mark, leave him alone. And I'm using, like, the city secrets feature to, like, get us through quickly.
Alrighty. So, it wouldn't take you too long, especially because you would know the city you'd know it pretty well. So you would be able to regroup with the party within an hour or so, taking roundabout ways through the city. There are Sharn guards who are active, so they are you avoiding said guards, or?
Hell yes.
Alright, so having to avoid those guards, it does take you kind of in an out and about type of way, but you would eventually be able to find them. Those of you who are escorting to the Cog Carnival, are you staying there or are you leaving?
I'll be waiting.
Levin would have been outside of the bar, rolling up a cigarette for himself, and then just waiting outside.
Alrighty. So after a couple of hours of walking through the city and, escorting Yami and giving him the nice urchin tour, you would be able to approach the Cog's Carnival where you would see Levin outside post-rolling cigarette.
Well, there's one familiar face.
Levin,
Glad to
as
see you've
you're
made it back.
getting-
Sorry, DM, you were saying?
No, go ahead.
No, that was the one comment I was making, but I didn't want to interrupt you.
No, it wasn't important. I was just going to chime in that you would see them both approaching.
Right.
They would have came from a different direction that you and the others came from.
Unless they were being particularly stealthy, I probably would have noticed at least Yami with a passive 17.
Yes.
Yeah, I was not being stealthy whatsoever. I don't know about Ceres.
She's not trying to hide anything right now.
Context. But yes.
With that, you are now regrouped as a party. would you like to go into the tavern, or would you like to go into the carnival, or would you like to call the others out? Because I assume that Mech and Fennec are inside the Cogs Carnival, or were you standing with Levin?
Oh, now we're inside.
We're inside.
Yami, you may want to retrieve your friends before we move out.
I'm gonna like kind of side lane, look past Levin into the carnival. Like, did they say where what part of the carnival they were going? Actually, I'm pretty sure I can figure this out. It's not hard to find, so I'll go ahead and retrieve them in the meantime.
It's the bar. Just
Oh, it's a bar.
go in.
Oh.
Just go and get them.
Okay, I heard carnival. All right, so I'm gonna go into the bar and definitely spot a goblin and hopefully easily mech.
Probably the only fleshies in that building.
Yeah, and GM, you said it took them a couple hours to get to here?
Yes.
Oh, I would have had time to roll up with you.
Because
I'm going to be a little awkward here. Lance and Saris are outside?
Not Lance, Yami and Saris. Lance is off investigating. He's trying to pursue that shifter.
And Yami, you're heading in to go grab them?
Yep, as you stated that they were in there. So yeah, I would definitely do that.
I'm going to be awkward. I'm going to offer Saris one of the rolled cigarettes that I made. Do you?
No, those things will rot your lungs.
While that may or may not be true, it's figured it would be rude not to offer. And I'll put them back in my pocket.
She shrugs, like, like simple thanks anyway kind of thing. And then she's gonna, like...
Any luck?
No, not really. We lost you. Blend in with the crowd with smart. Which is worrisome, because you never want your opponents to be smarter than you. Or luckier.
Well, at the very least we have a lead, but we do need to follow up with the sergeant.
True.
Well, while you were pursuing the shifter, we need to go inquire after an Arlen Orien.
Oh! Who's that?
One of the Dragonmarked of House Orien.
Oh! You don't say. That's wonderful. That's great.
Don't worry too much about them. They're the ones in charge of the shipyards and the rails and all that. They're messengers.
I'm sure. All Dragon House marked houses are wonderful people. Want to get to know more. Have them on your side, whatnot. That'll be great. Yeah. She just set your team up. Then she just like take 3 big steps away from you, and just sort of hunker down into like sort of a little beggar's squat on the side of the building and sort of blend in with the background.
Well, down here you're not going to find terribly many people that are fond of the houses. I wouldn't worry too much.
Oh, I know that, but when you're getting close to them, they're all competing with each other, doing things and helping each other. You hear things down here. They're not like...
Coming into Sean, I've heard several things. It's much simpler back home.
Simplicity. That must be nice.
To some. But we do have a couple of places to check if we get permission from Vilroy to do so. You've been around the terminus stations, right?
Have I?
More than likely, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, particularly if you've ever been near the lightning rail and things of that nature. Yeah, you would been to the terminus towers. It also is
the terminus station is pretty much the main entrance into Sharn for lightning rail.
So that would be the place where all the suckers are with easy pockets to pick.
Yeah, so
right?
that's probably one of your haunts.
Yeah, it's right over by Rowan's Gate, which is the major entry point into Sharn.
Yeah, then she would nod, like, yeah, I'm familiar.
The Orien have members that are over there, given the fact that it's the main entry point. Barring that, if he's a little higher up as I'm thinking, we might have to check the upper areas. I'm
Right.
not too fond of that.
No, I'm sure it's going to be fine. What could go wrong?
Oh, so many things. But today was going to be boring otherwise.
She's like trying to retreat into her cloak a little more as she says this.
That said, they're taking quite a bit in there.
As this
Hey.
conversation is going on, let's take a look inside the tavern. So, Yami, you enter. Mech, what are you and Fennec up to?
I figure Fennec is on my shoulders, and we're trying to teach him darts.
You're coming in low. Let me see if I can adjust your volume. Alright, try it again.
Is that better?
A little bit, yep.
I figured I'd have Fenric on my shoulder, and I'm just like teaching him darts.
I love it.
Now you see, from disadvantage, just throw straight and go right in the bullseye.
All right. And Fennec will try and just do it literally as he says and see if he can get it.
Give me either a performance or a dexterity-based check.
Okay. All right. Hold on. Pull up the sheet. He's gonna go performance. Normal.
You hit the bullseye.
So,
Sheesh.
so, like on Mech's shoulder, he's just gonna kind of like lean forward, so he's like face to face and go and point to the bullseye, go like that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's easy.
Now you just got to do it 2 more times.
Why is nothing ever good enough?
You get 3 shots.
Nope, I'm done. I'm ending on a high note, and he'll hop off.
Yami, you would have entered kind of as he's hopping off the shoulder. And
Would
then
I
he
have
said-
seen? Would I have seen him throw the dart beforehand or no?
I'm gonna say you just missed the throw. You saw the end of the wind-up. So, like, you saw him fully extended, but you had just missed the throw.
Okay, just a. So I'm gonna, I guess, walk up to them with my head a little cocked, trying to like look over. Like I'm gonna be kind of like right behind Mech as he's getting down, like kind of like creeping around, like creeping, just like cocking my head, like I couldn't see. I'm gonna whisper in Mech's ear. I couldn't see. Did he get it? Like very creepily. Question. Would I need a stealth check for this, or like I'm trying to be like not sneaky, but I want to like just pop up, like oh shoot, what are you doing here?
I mean, I would say yes. You can give me a stealth check for that.
All right, because I don't want to like just pop up. So let's just see how.
Let's see
The,
what my
DC,
passive
the
is.
DC would be 10.
Yep.
All right, so I'm rolling a regular stealth check, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. I got a 14.
You are able to surprise Mech.
It's like
So
I'm like in mid throw when he does it. I was gonna take the other 2 shots.
I'm gonna whisper in Mech's ear. Did he do good?
It's just I fling it and I don't know where it went.
Give me a dexterity-based check, please.
Yes. Straight dex.
You can pick the skill. More than likely acrobatics.
What? Let's just go straight dex.
Alrighty, I like it.
Is this an
9.
attack?
Nina.
Alright, with that, you hear, not that because you don't know which direction you really threw it in, but you hear a dink as the dart glances off one of the Warforge's armors in the tavern.
Oh, Yami, you're here.
Yes, I'm sorry to startle you. How's he doing?
He's doing as well as a child would in a Warforged bar. He's having the time of his life. Look at him.
Alright, good. Good.
And
I mean,
unlike
like,
you,
I'm gonna look
I
like-
didn't let him drink.
I'm gonna look like a proud parent as he Mech says that, and I'm like, well, maybe the drink helped.
So are you two, as you two are talking, are you paying attention to Fennec?
Absolutely
Nope.
not.
So as they're talking,
We both at least we both agreed on that. Like, nope.
as they are talking, Fennec is going to cast Minor Illusion on the dartboard with a dart in the bullseye and go, woo, did it again.
She's just gonna make a dart appear there.
Yep. You aren't paying attention to him, so you don't know he threw anything.
Nope. I'm gonna give Fennec a proud look, like, that's my boy.
You're an idiot. Have you ever played darts?
Depending. I mean, I play darts depending on the target. That's the difference.
You only get 3 shots.
But that's
Well, he got
that's
2.
Fennec's second. That's Fennec's second shot.
I already took a shot and I'm holding the other arrow.
And that's the realization. I'm gonna have like that surprised look, like, oh,
You get it now, don't you? Good.
well,
Good.
can we
You'll
at
just
least
see
pretend
this-
to be proud of him?
Teeth, like grinny smile, like smirk.
I'm giving Fennec a thumbs up from like behind the scenes, like, good job, good job.
You got me again.
Horrible.
Alrighty,
I'm
so
gonna-
with that,
Mhm.
no, go ahead, Yami. Go ahead.
I was just gonna be like, all right, and so as that's happening, and thumbs up and all that, I'm like, all right, and where's Cole? To Meg.
Oh, she's what's the expression? Shit-faced?
I'm gonna look around the bar. Is she in the bar?
Yes, she is. She's at the bar drinking.
So I'm gonna like kind of glance, and would I be able to see her without any checks or anything?
Yep, she's there because you do know what she looks like. You know what to look for, and
You know what's
She-
not there? Her arm.
yes,
Oh,
All right, I just want to make sure. So I'm gonna look at Mech. I'm gonna look at Cole and look back at Mech. Well, we should definitely talk. We lost the shifter. I know Lance is looking for them.
Oh, we're good. We got everything we need to know.
All right. Now, I know I've seen Levin is outside with Ceres. Lance, I know he's doing his own thing. All right.
Yeah, we
And
were
that
given a name, and it's somebody from the Dragon Mark. Levin seems
You-
to know who he is.
wait, what name?
Oh, O'Brien, so something. I don't know. It shook Levin up a little bit.
Means Levin's familiar with said person. Well, at least we have a name. We should check in with Levin.
and with that, those of you who are outside, are you going to remain outside, or are you going to come on back in?
No, I'm outside because I have no interest in drinking, especially with recent information given to me. I don't want to mess any of that up.
That's fair. Those of you who, Ceres, are you going to stay sunken into your clothing as you attempt to
Yeah.
look like a beggar?
Yep. She's just
Alright.
sort of becoming part of the background.
Gotcha. Going back in, those of you who are inside the tavern, about how long are you going to stay within the tavern itself?
So me, for Yami personally, the mention of Levin, I'm gonna like kind of like look at Mech like we should go talk, and I'm gonna wait for the others to follow through.
Sure.
Hmm.
And I throw the other dart.
Ping!
Uh,
Another. I'm just kidding.
Fennec, are you
Yes.
following
Damn
them
it!
out?
I miss again.
Am I what?
Are
Ping
you
was right.
following them out?
I am. Yeah.
Alrighty. So you guys do leave the tavern and you are now regrouped. You do, as you walk out, you kind of do a double take as you see Levin, but you don't really see Saris at first. It isn't until you actually kind of really look that you notice that she's sitting sunken into her robes, looking almost like a beggar, similar to a person that you would have passed by on your way to meeting Sergeant Vilroy.
I'm definitely taking note of this with my cynicism. I'm cautious for everybody, so definitely gonna note that. So we all go outside, right? And we see Levin still smoking, I'm assuming.
Doesn't take me that long, but if you guys were like maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes, I would have started on my second one.
I'm gonna walk up to Levin like, do you have another one of those?
I'll pull the third from my pocket and hand it over.
I'm gonna like hold up a silver coin like is this sufficient enough?
No. You asked, I gave. I didn't ask for payment, just take it.
Appreciate it. And I'm definitely gonna like
You are definitely not city folk.
Nope, definitely not. I stray away from these places for certain reasons, but I appreciate it. 11 it was, I owe you one. And I'm gonna definitely just stand like somewhere in the corner as they go ahead of me.
It's just Levin's gonna shake his head and light the one that he just gave you.
Appreciate it.
Look, can we walk and talk and make our way over to Vilroy?
Of course. And where's Saris? And I'm assuming this will be the point where we notice Saris in beggar form.
Without pointing, Levin is going to shake his head in a general direction, prompting you to look towards that, but not specifying where she is.
Alright, so after
she'll-
like maybe a couple minutes, right? Because I'm pretty sure. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Saris.
She's just going to like when she's not like because she's sort of close enough to hear you guys talking. She'll just like wave two fingers from one hand to like hey.
And try not to be noticeable. I'm just like give a quite like a slight nod, like okay.
All right,
I'm
we're
just
going
gonna
to
light
have
my-
to work on that with you.
That's
Oh,
amazing.
she's very elusive.
How did you
Have
do that?
noted that. But as we were,
Throw a cloak on yourself, walk into a corner, and stay very still.
It also helps if you're covered in dirt and smell like piss.
Well, I'm assuming if you got a cloak from around here, that part was already covered, but
my cloak is definitely not from around here. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna put my hood up, and this is like just kind of like grizzled, muddy twigs in it.
okay, come on, let's just get a move on. We're not breaking into song here.
Do you
As you
really
were.
have to smell like piss, though?
It does add to the illusion.
I mean,
Thank you, Fennec.
it helps.
So if I want to be sneaky, someone has to pee on me?
No, you just have to.
Saris.
You just have to
Fennec
smell bad.
Fennec's
Saris
hand will
rolls her
immediately- Fennec's hand immediately shoots up, goes, I volunteer.
No. No.
No,
I'm putting
I'm-
Fenric. I'm
I-
gonna gently put Fenric's hand down. Like, no, it's all right.
He'll slap
And-
you with your hand.
Levin is just going to hang his head and continue walking.
Saris is gonna wait for them to get like a little bit ahead, and she's gonna follow after to kind of watch their trail, see if anyone's watching us.
Yeah, I'll be keeping an eye out front, but I am not doing what Saris is doing.
Give me a perception check.
Whom?
Saris. Because she's active. You are looking for whether or not you're being watched, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, give me a perception check. As you look around, you catch sight of one figure standing amongst the crowd. Its eyes directly on you. But with almost a blink of an eye, the figure's gone. Lost in the crowd.
Shakes that off, and having spotted that at least once, she will definitely notch her paranoia up a few levels.
And on that note, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh yeah, she's gonna be watching more aggressively now. So.
Would Fennec notice that, because he is going to be kind of hanging, not in like with Saris, but like keeping an eye on her subtly? So would he notice that like little shake off of whatever it was?
I have a question. Is Fennec backpacking on mech right now?
No, he's walking.
Damn it. Okay, sorry.
I'm gonna say, Saris, how visual would your cues be?
Not. I mean, her whole point is to not be noticed, so she's.
So I would say, give me a deception check if you are actively hiding against Fennec's insight.
Always hiding against everyone's insight.
She's prying eyes.
DM, I would recommend privately rolling his wisdom insight.
Noted. All right, Yami, I will privately roll your insight.
No, not Yami, Fennec. He was the one who asked.
Oh, sorry, Fennec.
I can privately roll it to you. Or do you want to roll it?
I want to roll it.
Okay.
The general goal here is to prevent the player from rolling and receiving, like, acting in a meta.
Got it.
You would be able to see just a momentary flash of something that you, not that you know her well enough to really be able to discern anything.
Okay.
You do notice a slight flash of almost fear that is quickly gone. So it's not enough that would raise your suspicion. It's something that you just observed. But there's no real context for you to understand your observation.
Okay.
Alright, so with that, before we start journeying over to find Sergeant Vilroy, we're going to take a quick 5-minute break, and we will be back then.
Huzzah!
Alrighty.
Huzzah.
Let me go get some water.
Alright, so with that, we are officially on break. There we go. Oh, man, these headphones fucking weigh a ton. Oh. It's fucking ridiculous. I'm stiff too. So I don't know if it's just all of us in the Twitch, but at one point we had 3 people in our group. I don't know which of us were in it, but we had 3 of us. Because I don't think I get registered as a viewer. is everybody enjoying it so far tonight? Yep. Yeah, I am too. I'm liking seeing how your characters are interacting together. What's up? That's what I thought. It wasn't on the sheet, right? Okay. When you update spells, you gotta let me know, only because I'm not on D&D Beyond because I can't switch between so many tabs, so I need the. So I do apologize. That's why, only because I went on there to double check the duration of the spell, because it would have only faded, I believe, after about 6 seconds. Yes. Yep, let me do that. Sorry. I got caught up with the sound. Yep. Alright, does anybody else have does anybody else need their character sheet updated, by the way? Alright, so Fennec, I'm updating your character again now. You should see everybody now, yes? Did I miss anybody? Alright, so we're good. There we go. Okay, so now I see the minor illusion. There we go. It sucks we can't make Yoda jokes. Disney will sue us. Well, no, I mean in-game. I'm gonna use the bathroom. I'll be right back. hold on. Bundo, we spent a session throwing him off of a boat, and he kept coming back. God, you make me sound like such a control freak with that statement. It was turned down. I politely requested that you reconsider. You know, that's what I was thinking, but I didn't want to say it, but I'll agree with you. Basically, yep, but the problem is also there's no context for what you know. You just met her several hours ago. You know what I mean? Are we all back, by the way?
Blah, blah.
And we're back in perfect time. So, you have begun to travel back towards the Drunken Dragon, where you first met with Sergeant Vilroy. Is there anything you'd like to do during the time of your journey? It will take you a couple of hours backtracking through the grime and the smell of body odor and other things of that nature. So
what time of day would that put us at?
What happened?
What time of day would that put us at?
You might want to update that. It's been a bit.
Yep.
And real quick, Squig. So for all the viewers that managed to stay this far, if you go to dicelegion.com, that's DICELEGION.com, use promo code POTR, get 10% off. Because, you know, dice.
They do have really pretty dice.
I'm gonna have to actually check that out my dang self.
Yes, official shilling.
I'm about to say, I'm taking this code. I'm part of the POTO. Noted.
POTR. Basically,
POTR, thank you.
Players of the Realms, our group name.
Oh.
That's right, we have one of those. We're the Players of the Realms.
Love it.
Not that we've ever
POTR.
formally introduced ourselves, but we exist. There is a name.
Woo.
Sponsorship.
So
And what's the website again? Or the app?
It would be dicelegion.com.
Dice Legion. Alright. Got it. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I
I'm
actually
ready
picked up. I just took a picture of the first dice I bought from them, and it's actually really pretty. But enough of peddling our dice company here. Not ours, but the dice company that allows us to do this. Let's continue on. So you are journeying towards Sergeant Vilroy. It is closer to about midnight now, or just about midnight. Would you like to wait until morning, or are you going to continue forward now?
Well, I'm a night owl. Up to you guys. Are you getting weary?
We'll
Who are you
eventually
directing
have
the
to
way?
rest.
Not particularly. No.
No for rest or no for keep going?
Just-
I'm indifferent to either, really.
It's late at night. I have an apartment. I could probably. I'm looking over the size of the group. I could possibly take on one or two. I can't house all of you. Hope
I'm
you're fun with
small.
the couch.
I could sleep on a chair. I'm small.
And the rest of you?
I don't need much rest, just a place to sit.
I have a place
I'm
to stay already.
I'm fine outside. I'm used to it.
All right. Then a meetup point for the morrow.
So,
All right. So, where would you like to set your meetup point for? Would you like it to be the Drunken Dragon?
That is where we met with Sergeant Vilroy. Makes sense as any, because we've all been there.
sure, that
Agreed.
works.
Sounds good.
Alrighty. So, with that, you are able to. Who would be going with Levin?
So real quick, Fennec would have been staying in Levin's house, correct?
This is what I'm asking.
Yeah, that's.
Fennec would actually go with Levin. If he was staying there, he would go.
So I would have been like somewhere sleeping outside in the alley or something, very comfortably, waiting for Fennec to come out.
Okay, that's devotion.
Are you absolutely sure you don't want at least a blanket or something?
If no one else is staying with you, and if you have an extra spot, I wouldn't mind.
I have a couch and a couple of chairs. They're cushioned, but I don't have two beds.
Fennec, you take the couch, I'll take the chair. And I appreciate you, Levin. I'm giving a little curtsy. Actually, I owe you more than that.
Just here, and I take out another rolled cigarette and just pass it off to you. Just keep to yourself at night. I prefer quiet.
I'm very adept at that. You would never hear from me. As I get comfy in my little chair and watch Fennec fall asleep gently.
Bold of you to assume.
I was gonna say that if Fennec falls asleep gently.
We've talked about this. This is very creepy.
Levin is getting a couple of earplugs and then going to bed.
I'm just like that weird nightlight. Just like all the lights are off and there's just like two little blue dots in the corner.
Wait, so Mech is still with us as well, or did Mech go his own way?
No, I stay with you guys.
Okay, you just
I don't need to lay down or nothing. I can just stand here.
Inert.
So it's like
Watching
as you're watching him, I'm watching both of you.
What a weird relationship.
Every
I
step you
love
take,
it.
every move you make.
But yeah, I'm good. That's what I'm doing.
Any more than that is a copyright strike.
And that's why I stopped there. Just enough of that tease, you know what I mean? Please, we're still low budget. Be merciful.
It's fine.
But so are we all just assuming you're squeezing into his apartment? Because that's what I'm hearing.
Sarah stayed
It's yeah. Saris went on her own.
We're squeezing
Alright,
comfortably.
Saris, where are you going?
The
Yep, go ahead.
it doesn't. I mean, she's just going somewhere she knows to be out of the way. Kind of like she's basically retreating to like what essentially is like a cubby hole.
All right, so you'd be staying on the street overnight, or are you seeking a roof over your head?
Oh, she sleeps on the street.
Okay.
Well, not on the street. She's got like hidey holes, but they're not homes exactly. No one would pay rent for where she stays.
Gotcha, you're a squatter.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. So, the night would pass uneventfully, unless there's anything in particular that any character.
No,
would like to do
I'm
during
good.
That time.
I'm good.
So, with that, it is the next morning. Saris, would you have been seeking a hidey hole too far from where Levin lives?
Does Levin live kind of in the area that she, like, around the area she prowls or not?
Levin, which
I'm over
district do you
in
live
I'm over in the Memphis Plateau area.
Uh-huh. So she
Nice.
tends to be, like, in the...
Lower
more-
Memphis, yes, it's cheap entertainment, but you know.
Yeah. She tends to stay in, like, lower parts of the city. So if it's near like a familiar haunt, and she's like, because like her hidey holes are sort of established.
Oh, then you definitely wouldn't have been anywhere near my place. I'm not too far from like where events would be happening and noises, so I
Well,
mean,
she
maybe if you were working the crowd.
She doesn't go where like noises are, or like unless she's like working. But when she sleeps, she's looking for silence so that she can hear things coming up on her. Not that she sleeps. But...
It's actually smart in Memphis.
All right. So, with that, you would be able to regroup through at the next day. So let me adjust the clock. You now can put yourselves, in case you've burned any sorts of resources, you can take a short, long rest.
I'm ready to go.
Yep, I think
I don't think I did it, but fight was over before I got there.
Did they change the character sheets?
You go.
Click on your character sheet to open it up. On the top right, there should be a button with the gear icon and the word sheet next to it.
Well, no, I mean I found it. I'm fine. It still looks different from the way I remember it the last time.
Oh, he might have changed the defaults on us. I requested a secondary sheet.
Tiny sheet should be on there. I didn't change what default sheet is.
It's all good. I mean, I can work with it. I can feel. I've been able to find everything so far. It's just like I said, it looks different.
All right. If you find other character sheets that you have a preference towards in Foundry, I guess give Anthony a heads up and you know.
All right. Thank you.
Alrighty. So, as you regroup the next morning, you find yourselves at the Drunken Tavern, the Drunken Dragon. How would you go about attempting to find Sergeant Vilroy?
I'm assuming that there would be a watch presence somewhere around, so I'm gonna just start making inquiries along those lines.
Alrighty. With that, how the rest of the party, you would see that Levin is going up to one of the Sharn Watch guards. Saris in particular, how would you stay close to the group? Would you attempt to fade into the background again? What is your reaction to that situation?
No, the Sharn Watch isn't like anything she wants to be like a part of or interact with. She's taken a step back. She's watching the surroundings, that sort of thing. She is keeping an eye out for that figure again, see if she can catch them.
Alrighty. So with that, you do approach Levin, the guard. What can I do for you?
Yes, we were hoping to find Sergeant Vilroy. Would you be knowledgeable of her whereabouts?
Vilroy at this time.
It is early, I understand.
Well, I could put in an inquiry to find out where she'll be in a couple of hours. I can't guarantee anything offhand because I'm not exactly sure where she might be at this time, besides coming into working now.
Well, do you know where she's stationed then, so that I can make the inquiry? I wouldn't want to trouble you from your current duties.
Of course. She's usually stationed in Middle Dura. She tends to hang around in the Explorers Guild area.
Explorers Guild area. Alright. I can make my inquiries then. It's not too far from here. I'm assuming the cliff top.
Yes.
Fine bunch. And he's gonna roll his eyes. Alright, I won't keep you from your duties, if you'll excuse me.
Of course. Enjoy the rest of your day, sir.
You as well. I'm gonna turn to the rest of the group. Alright, we have a bit of walking.
Does anybody
Well, we had it.
want to take a ride?
Well, it's not too far. We're going over to the cliff top, asking around, and it's where the sergeant is stationed, so if we hurry, we could probably catch her as she's clocking in.
Cliff top.
Yes,
Wait.
it's an adventurers guild. Yes, we are going to have to be public.
No, that's fine. I'm looking forward to it. So much people interaction.
Well, if nothing else, at the very least, they do understand needs for discretion, so if it's too much, could you at least give one of us a heads up?
Sure. Right on it, Chase.
Look, I'm sorry, Ceres. I'm working with you on this detail. I don't want you to suddenly go missing and to have people worried about that. So I apologize if this seems a bit forward.
No, it's fine. If I go missing, though, it's because I went missing on my own.
Which is fair, which is why maybe tap one of us on the shoulder and give us a heads up.
Fair enough.
All right. Thank you.
And she is going to, I guess if we start heading, as soon as we start walking that way, she's going to pull out a disguise kit. She's going to start, like, changing her look a little bit.
Alrighty. In which way?
She is, because her particular complexion is distinctive, she is trying to basically make it look a little more of a natural tone. Not quite so disturbingly pale. And if she can, she's gonna try and like run some like very temporary hair dye through her hair to make it look like it's not, her hair isn't white, it's like a different color with white streaks in it.
Alrighty, noted. With that, it wouldn't be a far walk from where you currently are at the Drunken Dragon to get to the Clifftop Adventurers Guild.
Oh.
Probably half hour at the most.
Plenty of time.
So yeah, so you would definitely have time. Would you be stopping to look in a mirror and things like that?
She's catching her reflection in shop windows and stuff. She's working on the go.
Alrighty. Give me a performance check for that one.
Performance or disguise kit?
Yes, disguise kit.
Okay.
Mech, you were saying something?
I want to see how well she does.
Oh. Never mind. Can't do this. disguise kit button thing, because that's gone, so I'm just gonna roll dexterity.
Alrighty.
Dex and proficiency?
Yep. So this plus 2. Oh, maybe we can just hit. Oh. I can type in plus 2. Cool.
Okay. Mech's gonna turn around and come back and be like, so who's the new guy? I think we're being followed. Nobody be alarmed.
Well, yeah, no, nothing to be
The
alarmed.
minute Mech says that, I'm definitely alarmed.
I just like wave. You see like this sort of lightly tanned elf with like this ginger hair, like it looks like reddish hair with white streaks in. It's like, oh, hello, darlings. How are you?
So would have Cirrus gave the same like 2 fingers up the first time that Yami came around and was looking for her?
Yeah. She just
The same.
He's
All
like-
right. So all right. So with her gesture being the same as the last time looking for Cirrus, I'm like, oh, interesting.
it just kind of looks at him like, my height didn't change. Still an elf. Just a little different.
Before
oh my God,
we
it's
walk.
Ceres. Wow, it's amazing. How do you do that?
What, survive? I don't know. I choose not to die.
It's a good choice.
By looking like different people?
Right.
And smelling like this?
And then she flips her cloak out. It looks like a clean cloak on the inside.
Well,
Fennec's
Yes,
gonna
the
give like
jungle-
a
no, go ahead, Fenric. What were you saying?
Fennec is gonna give like a perplexed look to Mech. You can smell? How did I never know that about you?
I know I can't, actually. It was something that was said before that would make me more sneaky.
I'm pretty sure what he meant was it looks like it smells like piss, and I can concur that. But interesting.
As you're mid-conversation, those of you who have a passive perception of at least 12, you would notice that Sergeant Vilroy is now approaching earshot.
So as I say that, I turn around like, I think we have company.
Sarah steps away.
What? Where? Who? Oh.
Wait, are we sure it's not Ceres again?
No.
I'm gonna point in the direction of the guy coming to Fennec
I'm
and everybody
I'm gonna
else.
wave towards Vilroy.
Yep.
Just hand up like I'm hailing.
She is going to, seeing you waving and kind of hailing her down, she is going to move and beeline directly towards you. Her posture is rigid and upright. Her face is serious. Well, I'm assuming that you found Cole. Is she okay?
Cole is currently intact if you're worried about her.
Mostly intact.
They?
Of course I'm worried about her.
Well, she was assaulted in the carnival, and we had to follow up on that.
Well, what'd you find out?
Well, the short version is she and a friend of hers by the name of Razor, they were associate with an individual, Alden Orien. And we were hoping to be able to follow up on that if you gave us leave to do so.
One second. You notice that at the mention of Alden, she kind of becomes a bit rigid.
Yeah, that's the response I was expecting. I had the same reaction.
Well, I suppose if it's no trouble to you. And she stops. Oh, that is correct. I do owe you for the completion of the mission. And she is going to take out the remainder of the payment. 50 gold pieces per after you bring the information from Cole back. So you can all now add 50 extra gold pieces to your character sheets.
Yay!
Woohoo! Don't mind if I do.
Cool.
Now, let me, come with me. Let's go into the guild hall here. This way I can get a piece of paper. We can get you my blessing to continue on. Find out what's going on. And she is going to lead you through to the entrance of the Clifftop Adventurers Guild Hall. Inside the Guild Hall, it is very well designed, ornate, different patterns and things like that, and there is a hustle and bustle amongst the various races that congregate here. There seems to be other areas where you can find quests or jobs to make extra money. There's conference halls where people gather to converse about the different adventures they have. Leading you up to a reception area, she asks relatively nicely but briskly, "Excuse me, would I be able to borrow a quill and parchment?" The receptionist simply acquiesced to the request, giving her the scroll and the parchment and the quill. And she quickly scrawls out a writ allowing you to approach the Mithril Towers to talk to Alden the Orien. With this, she does hand it directly to Levin. Now, of course, you will try your best to have discretion, of course, right?
Well, if you're expecting us to be diplomatic with one of the dragon-marked family, it's a necessary process. I don't want to piss off the guilds.
Remember whose name is on the line here. And she's going to eye all of the party members equally on this.
Your name, our necks. We'll be mindful.
As long as that's understood. Be safe.
That said, do you know in particular where he's going to be within the Mithril Towers? I'm assuming he has some sort of estate.
Yes, you would be able to find him in the Unicorn Estate.
He's just gonna groan at the name of it.
Yes. I don't know who names him. But...
Pomp and circumstance.
Yeah.
So the guy you're afraid of, or apologies, give that bad reaction to, lives in the Unicorn Estate?
It's not a bad reaction. It's more abrasive, Rusk.
You're not from Sean or Rote, are you?
No.
And Levin's gonna take a step to the side and just hold his hand out towards Mech.
Then it is understandable that you don't understand the effect. One would doubt that you had had to hear or understand the delicate balance that exists between the houses. But that's neither here nor there. I do also have one other thing I'd like to bestow upon you. And she is going to hand you each a feather token that's emblazoned. So basically it's a bronze token that has a feather emblazoned in it. It is a feather token. As you get higher up in Sharn, people tend to fall. These are a good thing to carry. So you would all be able to add a feather token to your inventory. What this does is it acts as if it's feather fall, so if you do fall off of the tower, you will kind of descend slowly and will not take fall damage.
How do I add something to my inventory?
You can go... for now, just take a note of it, and I can go over that after the session, or... a different
DM,
day.
you can also just open up the compendium and throw it onto each character sheet under the actors tab.
Yep.
Okay.
And I
I've already
believe
added it to mine.
I was going to say, I believe players can
Same.
do that as well, so...
Yeah.
Only
I did
to
it.
themselves, that we can't do it to each other because we're only observers on Foundry to each other.
Yes. So, yes, with that, is there anything else you'd like to ask or say to Sergeant Vilroy before you progress forward?
Oh, she was assaulted by a shifter working with the Dask.
That's not good.
You don't say.
Give me a group persuasion check. And Fennec, that was you who said that?
Yep. And she's just gonna kind of like blurt it out.
You can roll at disadvantage, sir.
All right.
So with Yami
Persuasion.
just not saying anything, would I have a roll?
Yes, you have a roll.
All right,
16.
'cause I'm definitely I just want to make sure. You said persuasion.
Yes.
And there's that bell curve.
I got a 9.
A natural 1 with a -1 for 0.
You guys.
Wait a second. So did the
We're not very
character-
persuasive.
You guys are letting
Hold
me
on.
do the talking.
one voice at a time here.
The guy with
What?
disadvantage got the highest roll.
Pretty much. Cyrus,
no.
did you roll your persuasion yet?
There you go.
You are wrong,
Damn.
sir. Nice try there.
Well, she hadn't rolled yet.
Yeah.
I was currently the highest roll.
Shit, what was-
Group roll. The DC is set by you.
No,
Pass,
yeah,
pass, fail, fail, whatever.
I forgot what the question was. Sorry.
Well,
what
I
was
had
it?
mentioned that she was being assaulted by the Dask, and
There we go.
Fennec piped up with his response.
You don't say.
Yeah.
Yep. Now I remember. Sorry about that. It's one of those moments. So, as she looks at you, there's been rumor in the guard that the Dask has been gaining sway. I don't know what moves they're making, but they're seeming like they're starting to know the right people. If they're involved, I would be careful. You don't know who's either under their thumb or under their pay.
And this is another one of those houses?
No,
No,
my mechanical
the-
boy. This
I look-
is
The Dask are a criminal organization.
I look at Mech and it's like, imagine a dragon mocked house whose dragon mock symbol is crying.
Ah. This all just sounds very corrupt to me.
Oh, you're picking it up. Excellent.
Oh,
Levin's gonna clap Mech on the shoulder and just say, "Welcome to Sean."
Oh, I get it now. Okay. This is
I'm
no
gonna-
place for a
Yami's
child.
gonna mutter under his breath like, I knew this place was shady.
Unless you're in the upper portions, all of it's shady. Yes.
As I eye everyone up and down, that's, well, specifically Levin and Saris.
Well, you're going to have to learn to deal with the wrong people, otherwise that's going to get you killed here.
Everyone's the wrong people to me, but as you were.
Then why are you here? Leave.
As I look towards Fennec and Mech, I wish I could.
Vilroy. Everybody, give me an insight check.
Oh,
boy.
Now you're
I'm
right.
actually great at these. Hopefully.
I'm reasonably
Why
okay
would-
at these.
Why would
God.
you? Oh,
Yep,
Okay.
I'm pretty great at these. I stick to what I say.
Hell with RNGs.
Everybody except Mech, apparently.
the dice tell a story.
You all notice that Vilroy, listening to your conversation, is having this look of, my God, this is who I gave my name to.
Yep.
And
I'm
she's
gonna
just
pick
gonna,
up on that and start shuffling them away.
she's just gonna shake her head. Her arms are gonna be up, and she's just gonna walk away.
No, Fennec will notice it and kind of point out just like abruptly again. Look on the bright side. These people would never see us coming, especially in your name.
Sergeant,
That's not a good thing.
I promise to keep him quiet.
I'd like to see you try.
She's
Come on.
She's gone. She's walking away back into the guild hall further in.
He looks at Mac. Look, you scared her off.
No, it's morning. She probably needs to start drinking.
And with that, Fennec will hop on Mac's shoulder.
I was gonna say, so as I kneel down to come and talk to you, I'd be like, "Do you want me to put you in the harness?
Thank you.
I'll put you in the timeout harness." You know those little baby
I
things.
can't respond over mine.
I'm gonna fold my Yami's gonna fold his arms and look at Fennec with a stern look.
Please, can we move along?
All right, up.
And Matt, he's not like sitting on your shoulder like that. He's like, like a child on their dad's like shoulder, like straddling the neck.
Like on the one shoulder.
Like he's
both
like
legs
he
one
is like
shoulder.
on your shoulders, like his feet dangling over your shoulders, like a parent carrying a kid on their shoulder.
All right, let's go. You got him,
All
right,
right.
Mech? Make sure he doesn't
So-
fall, please.
Not
You
a
do
problem. As we walk through the doorway, dunk.
As you leave, you do have quite the journey ahead of you. Are you traveling by foot, or how are you attempting to go?
I'm traveling by Warforged.
Well, we have to make our way over from the Dura over to the Central Plateau area, so
Yep. That's where Unicorn Estate is. I can't believe that's
We
a
could-
sentence, but it's a sentence.
I was gonna say, how is it saying that out loud?
I
We
was
could
gonna.
catch-
I had to second
But-
guess that myself.
Yeah, we'll talk about that one later. For now, yeah. So this would also take you at least 3 hours to walk by foot.
I'm going to be catching a lift.
Definitely. We don't want to show up tired.
Mm-hmm.
That walk would make you tired?
not
You
me,
guys
I-
are lazy. That's what I hear.
You.
I mean, it's a short walk for me. I walk everywhere, so.
Yes, but if we take a coach, it wouldn't be long.
I mean, for you fancy folks, all right.
I mean,
Alright,
it is an adjacent ward. If
Hailing a coach, it is large enough that it would fit you all in, despite having a Warforged that would take up a lot of space in there.
now these humanoid sized.
Yeah, but bulky. But still.
That's okay. I can turn my legs. 1 second. Where's my wrench? The other way.
Oh no, he's gonna action figure.
Gotcha.
don't wanna-
You could be manipulated. Understood.
That's all right. Fennec can sit on my lap.
I'm triple jointed. Watch this.
It folds into a briefcase.
Yeah.
I'm gonna whisper over to others like he likes to show off.
You're just jealous.
We're traveling between how many districts by Sky Coach?
1, 2.
Yeah, how much does that cost, by the way?
Well, it's going to be Sky Coach should be about $1 per person per district.
Yep. Otherwise, it would be 5 silver per mile. So I'm going to be saying that it's going to be about 10 miles that you have to walk. That you'd be taking it. So that's going to be about a gold piece per person.
I'm gonna look over at Levin. I'll take care.
He's already put the money into the coachman's pocket.
I'm gonna whisper to Levin like, next one's on me.
You're not from here. I figured you wouldn't want to get swindled.
You are probably right. But at least allow me to pay back the favor someday.
Well, if there's a dire situation and you have to prioritize keeping me alive and keeping someone that's not your friend alive, I would appreciate it.
Yo, lovebirds, where we going? You didn't tell me a location.
Unicorn Estate.
Thank
I
you.
believe I'm saying this.
Yeah, I can't believe I'm hearing it. You look like bums and you're going there. Go figure.
Well, hopefully it's a lot more lovelier than it sounds.
Yeah, but y'all gonna stand out like a sore thumb.
That's kind of the thing we were going for. I appreciate your opinion,
So it's
though.
working.
Is it an open coach or a closed coach?
It is a closed coach.
Okay. Once we're underway and the driver can't see us, I am gonna cast Disguise Self. Wait,
What?
no, I'm not, because I haven't prepared it. Never mind.
Yeah. One of the things you're going to notice about this...
Wait, that's one of your mark spells, right?
Yep.
Oh crap, it only adds it to your sheet.
Yep.
Ah,
Wait, no! I still always prepared because of who I am. Never mind. Yes, I am going to cast Disguise Self. And I am going to make myself look like, not a noble, but like a fairly,
Decent
put
person.
together, put together, like someone who's like put together from like the higher middle class merchant.
What'd you do with Ceres? Who are you?
Mech, I'm gonna whisper Mech that is Ceres. He's not paying attention.
No, I was looking out the window. It was.
she literally did it in front of you.
I wasn't.
It's alright.
She's really good at it.
I'm gonna pat Mech
We're
on
the
his
only people
shoulder.
in this coach.
That's Ceres.
Before you get into the coach, though, one of the things that you notice is that the coach itself is flying, and it's powered by this magnificent-looking crystal, or crystals, I should say, that line the bottom of it, and that the coach has his hands. The coach driver is holding his hands out, and he is bearing the House of Passage symbol. So he is one of the dragon marked of the Orien clan, or the House Orien, and he is manipulating this vehicle through his hands, controlling what most of you would know as being an elemental crystal.
As we take off, I'm like, oh wow, this is new.
As we're in the air, Yami, do you want to conduct an experiment?
What kind of experiment?
You have that coin, correct?
Yes.
Would you like to see if Sergeant Vilroy lied to us?
Well, now that you bring it up, might as well. So I'm gonna
No.
put the coin in the air.
I go to grab him. Quick, open the door.
Is somebody opening the door?
Bennett is.
I look at this, it's like, and I look at Mac, it's like, please don't murder your friend.
Hold on.
I mean,
You flipped the coin. Mech, did you grab him before or after he caught it?
I think that should be determined by.
I was gonna say, would that be like a sleight of hand check just to see if he catches it before I
I'm
catch?
not.
Well,
I'm not
no.
trying to catch it. I'm trying to grab you to eat you
Oh,
out of
okay.
here.
All right. So, I'll
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And I am going to actually roll a acrobatics acrobatics check for you, Yami. So I'm going to do
Go
that
ahead.
in a private roll.
Okay, go ahead.
Can I attempt to close the door before any of this, before he gets yeeted?
This sounds like an initiative.
That's what I'm thinking. Go ahead.
So Yami
first
versus
initiative of the night.
Ceres.
Yeah. So just you should be able to click and roll the initiative. I'm not going to open
Well,
up the turn tracker
Anything
for
that she rolls is a lot higher than me. I rolled a 1.
There's no active combat encounter. Wait. Oh, no.
Oh well, damn. Ceres definitely. Well, Mech. I rolled a 1.
I
so
can't.
anything I say doesn't matter.
All right,
How
let me
do
see. You would just click initiative on the sheet.
There's no active combat encounter. It's not going to let you do it through Foundry without it.
Oh. Then how are you all rolling initiative?
The Beyond 20 extension through D&D Beyond character sheet.
Oh, right.
Okay.
Although you could just roll a D20 and add your initiative modifier as well.
That
Yeah.
works too.
Oh, that was. Hold on. 20.
4.
Plus 2.
11. Sorry, tried to save you.
Well, that was a D12.
You rolled a lot more than. Yeah, you rolled way higher than anybody here. So yeah.
Yeah,
you get
6.
top.
Well, no, give it a sec here.
That was a.
You roll a D12, yeah.
Try this again.
Oh, okay.
Second from the left.
It was still higher, but
No, you're dead.
Well, all right. So it's looking like
Your feather token's going to activate.
actually no. First, give me a strength check. Give me an athletics check if you're trying to grapple. If you're trying to grab him to throw him out.
Okay.
And I'm going to roll a private
Sad.
one for Yami.
Yeah. Well, that didn't go well. Jesus, Mary and
A
Joseph.
lot of natural nopes.
great.
Yeah, no. As you go to reach for him, now, Yami, you aren't able to catch the coin, so it is technically at this point until you pick it up no longer in your possession. But you are able to get out of his grasp and move away from the door a little bit.
So as the coin hits the floor and he tries to grab me and I dodge out, I'm like, I'm gonna look, and the door's open, right?
Well, now, mind you, you are in a coach, so you can only get so far.
No, that's fine. So, but I can see out the door, is what I should
Yes.
state. Okay, I'm gonna look down like, as the coin drops and I look down, I'm like, I don't think that's a great idea. Maybe you should go first. You look a lot more heftier than me. As I
Why
pat
are
Nick on the
you
shoulder.
not trying to get yourselves killed?
It was an experiment. I'm only Josh, and I'm not gonna throw you out.
It's in the name of science.
I'm gonna knock over where the driver would be.
Okay.
Do you have any safety locks for children on this thing?
We never needed it. Parents usually control their kids.
Well,
Yeah, Levin, you heard him. Control your kids.
no, fine. Go throw each other out. Go see if I care.
As we all look at Levin simultaneously.
Oh, please, by all means, test those tokens.
I was trying to.
I'd say let's test it on a different note.
Fennec close the door before you fall out.
Fine. You'll kind of, well. Alright,
I'll
so
throw
Freddy
your
has to
father.
reach. He's the shortest. He's got to reach for it hanging out.
We actually...
Short-sightedness aside, if you were successful, we would have to go and continue without him or take time to collect him, thus wasting the money that I spent for the fair.
I'm gonna help Fenwick close the door.
Thank you.
Can we continue, please?
We're almost there. Can you guys behave yourself long enough to get there?
I think we all know the answer to that question is no for at least one of us.
Should
I'm
have
gonna shoot my eyes over to Mech.
As we all simultaneously look at Mech.
I don't even try to whisper it. I'll throw your father out of the moving vehicle one day.
Well, hopefully his coin
Is
still
this
works.
Is this a bucket list for you?
I would
It's a
say
bucket
me
list.
as I pick up the coin.
Oh, you didn't pick up on that tone. Okay, never mind then.
Don't you do that when you're dead?
No, I was figuring that you would have picked up on you being a warforged and me using the term bucket.
That's what I thought you were doing, but I was like, nah, I don't think he's gonna get it.
My
Once
dull aura. Thank the gods we're here. Get out. And you're gonna notice that the vehicle abruptly comes to a stop, and you are all jolted kind of forward, like they hit the brakes hard.
Jeez, I don't have my legs on straight. Come on, give me a minute.
Levin's exiting.
Yeah, Sarah steps out quickly.
Fennec will follow. After he helps twist one leg in the right position. Come on, Tin Can.
No, that's my left one. Damn it, left.
Levin's gonna turn towards the coachman, and we're looking for Arlen de Orien. What are we in for?
He's not a bad guy. Met him once or twice. Don't usually swim in the same circles, you know what I mean?
I gathered.
But I guarantee you, it's been a while since somebody looks like you people stepped onto that estate.
You people.
You know, that's twice he insulted all of you. That's
I was
very
gonna,
rude.
yeah, I definitely
You
gonna
look
cock my
like
head.
bums.
I would
Saris
rather-
doesn't.
And
Look
I
at my
look.
clothes, fair enough.
And where did you come from, lady? That's not who stepped into my cab.
Walks away.
Yes, she was. She was with us the whole time.
Levin is going to put an additional silver piece in that man's hand.
Sir, that lady identifies as a man, and you are rude.
For your discretion, please.
Yeah, thank you. I know nothing. Just be gone and... and he's just gonna start piloting away.
So, question: are we meeting, for lack of a better term, a mob boss or a gang leader?
No, we're meeting with nobility.
So yes,
Oh.
Same concept. They're
I
all the
thought
same
so.
to me.
same concept, better clothes.
Yes,
Would
but
it be,
they're not
would it
from
be-
this. They're not from here.
Would it be appropriate to bring in a gift?
No, no,
I'm gonna
sure.
We're, we're
I'm gonna
here
tap-
on official business. We have a writ. We do not need to require. We are not required to bring a gift.
I'm gonna tap.
Although,
Mech
if you
on the
feel like being
shoulder.
nice, by all means, please.
I'm gonna tap Mech on the shoulder and be like, "Let the city folk handle this."
I'm sure he'll be pleasantly surprised at the distraction.
I'm gonna bring a gift.
Well,
Well, you're pretty enough. Come on, let's go.
And we're in Upper Central. You ain't getting a cheap gift.
kiss all that money goodbye.
It's not like I need it.
With that, would you like to move forward?
Yes.
Yes.
As you press forward, you notice that many of the grand homes in the Mithril Tower are true to the district's name, boasting Mithril Philology. The Sharn Watch seems to be everywhere in this neighborhood, full of busy scions climbing into sky coaches, hosting opulent parties, and showing off their latest purchases at all hours of the day. Unicorn Estate itself has a grand unicorn statue and unicorn-shaped topiaries adorning the yard beyond an open wrought iron gate. Flanking this gate are 2 guards in the House Orien livery. Each wears a beautiful helm shaped like the head of a unicorn. If you're noticing a theme here. The magnificent marble home is clearly owned by one of the city's wealthiest dragon-marked families. Seated on a patio couch are 2 figures engaged in quiet conversation. A haggard man in his late 30s and an attentive Kalishtar, who holds a rose-colored crystal in his hands. 2 more guards dressed like those at the gates stand by nearby.
I'm gonna eye
How
that
do you
crystal.
approach?
Yep, I'm gonna eye the crystal. Definitely.
I'm going to hail one of the guards. And who has the writ? Who was the writ given to?
You.
And I'm going to proffer the writ.
And one of the guards at the gate is going to receive the writ and open it to see who it's by. And what is your business here?
There are some concerns with something that's being investigated, and we would request an audience with the Lord Orien.
Is he expecting you?
It is without an appointment.
And you're going to notice that he rolls up and he's going to think for a moment before opening the gate for you.
Thank you. May I? And I put my hand forward to take the writ back.
He does give it back.
I'm gonna walk through. I know what I'm expecting.
The rest of you, do you follow?
Blindly.
Loosely.
Alrighty.
Fennec will do.
Saris,
Fennec's walk. Oops, sorry.
Sorry, Saris, how are you doing with all of these Sharn guards around you?
I am trying to stay calm. I have my disguise up. I blend in fine. I am one of these people. Sort of.
All right.
Or at least I am capable of... I am allowed to be here. That's what I keep telling myself.
There we go. And Fennec, you were saying?
As he follows, like, everybody, he's gonna, not mockingly, but he's gonna stand more upright and kind of like strut in as if like trying to walk nobly or properly, not like kind of a slouchy, like he's trying to, he knows he doesn't fit in, so he's just trying to make the best of it to look a little bit more formal, but in a slightly mocking way.
Alrighty, give me a performance check.
It was
good
good
job, but Mech looks beautiful.
One would hope so.
Alright, 15. You look... Your posture's nice, you are giving off a presentation, but your mocking doesn't come through, so nobody gets offended.
Alright.
As you progress forward, you do notice the 2 figures on the couch. You continue to move forward. The guards do approach you to stop you, and you would hear a voice from the couch. And who are you?
Levin Phelan, deputy of the Sharn Watch.
What brings you here? I did not request any of the members of the Shawn Watch besides gods, and you are not any of those.
Pardon my ignorance. To whom am I speaking?
I am Alden the Orien.
Thank you.
And you are, as you said?
Levin Phelan.
And they are who else who intrudes in my home.
Saris will step forward and give a little bow and say, "Apologies, my lord. My name's Torthea Sunspear. I am this Mr. Levin's assistant."
Give me a deception check at advantage.
Okay. Deception. Please don't suck.
There you go. You are very convincing in your approach.
I quickly step back and shut my mouth.
And the rest of you.
Mech being used to at least people with some sort of mucky muck and money, take one of those night knees, and it's just the one knee and they're just holding on to it. They'll just be like, "Apologies, we are on official business. I go by Mech."
Mech. And your official business is what?
We're here to follow up on inquiries made in the Lower Tavik area. We met an individual by the name of Cole, who had listed you as an associate.
No, I don't know a Cole.
She got one arm missing.
I was like, can I
how is Alden looking right now?
I was gonna say, can I insight him to see if he's kind of lying or not?
You can certainly insight, or you can give me a perception check to take a close look at him.
I'm not taking too close a look just yet because the conversation already is just starting.
After that statement, I would definitely insight on my end.
But would you want my passive scores for those?
Yes, please.
Passive for insight is 15, passive perception is 17.
Alright. With the passive perception, you'd be able to see that he looks gone. He looks tired. He is being very terse in his approach. For your insight, there's nothing that he gives that would give any clue that he's being dishonest in any of his approaches.
Right.
Noted.
Well, I do apologize for taking up your time and for darkening your doorstep with our presence. It's just that the individual Cole was harassed for information that she had by associates of the Dusk.
At the mention of the Dusk, you notice that he becomes pale. He collapses onto the couch. And he looks more agitated as he puts his face in his hands and lets out almost a yearning scream.
Levin's gonna take a step, just take a step back and let him collect himself.
Is he in is this a passing thing, or is something that seems to be afflicting him?
I think he's just putting his hands over his face and just
Yeah, pretty much. So as he goes down, it's just so it sounds like he's agonizing.
Okay.
Fennec will just kind of once again blurt out, "I take it you're familiar with the Dusk."
You don't get a response.
Okay.
You notice that he's kind of rocking back and forth, his hands still on covering his face.
Is there something that the watch should know about?
me a persuasion check. Yep.
Oh, dear God, I'm horrible at these. Why does everyone like me talk?
You
You're
stepped
doing
up!
such a wonderful job.
Because we
so-
are worse.
Yeah, I'm a 4. Just with this.
Talk, you didn't respond to him.
I will. Can I? I look around, and does he have like a water in a pitcher or anything?
Yes.
I will quickly step forward and pour some water for him, and just hold up the cup. My lord, maybe you need a moment to recollect your thoughts.
He's gonna take the water. Thank you.
Sorry, and Levin's gonna take a step back and simply defer to Ceres.
Yeah, if you must know, the Dask kidnapped my son, Caden. And they threatened his life so that I wouldn't take any action against them.
That's terrible, my lord. What have you done to get him back?
I've been having to meet demands that they're making. They needed expendable labor, letters of transit, easy way of transporting something. It's been about a month now.
I see. Have they given you... I mean, obviously, it sounds like they're holding him for their own ends, but have they given you any ideas when they will return your son?
No, they made it clear that if I tried to back out of the deal, that the horrors that would visit Caden would be... I couldn't bear that thought. It's my son.
No, of course. Perhaps we could be of some assistance in an unofficial and unobtrusive capacity.
No. The best thing to do, and he's gonna stand up, the best thing to do is continue on. I will get my son. That is all. And he's going to kind of walk off.
I would like to try, my lord, before you go, I would like to offer you a consideration.
You're gonna notice that he shrugs off. No. I will handle this.
If you continue to appease them, you'll never see your son.
It appears as if your pleas are falling on deaf ears. But it's after your comment that all of you, hear in your mind a telepathic message. I have no doubt that Caden will die, regardless of Alden's actions. Please, do what you can to save Caden and return him to his father. The House Orien would owe you a great debt, and you see how broken he is. There's a enclosed lift, 5 buildings north of this estate. Look for the Medusa inside. Make sure you're alone, as this lift will take you down to the dig site. You should be able to find Caden there.
Glancing around, does it look like you said that there was another individual with Alden?
Yes, the Kalashtar.
Kalashtar?
Kalashtar, thank you. Sorry.
All right.
And he is staring intently at you all before turning to walk away.
What can we expect? I just call that out.
Well, and you're going to receive a telepathic response back. I don't know what exactly to expect, but you are looking at creatures that are more from Drome, half-orcs, goblins and the like.
It's the labor.
The labor, those are the Warforged. I'm sure they're there too.
Well, this is getting complicated.
Some bother.
Are those the horrors he spoke of?
No, he was threatening to torture the child.
But with that, you are going to notice that, just to retcon a little bit, in his initial message, he would have introduced himself as Vishtai. I apologize for that, but you will notice that Vishtai is going to continue walking off as if the conversation never happened.
Well, that's a bit of buggery. Thank you, by the way.
No, thank you. Are the last thoughts that you hear?
I'm gonna pocket the writ, and I'm gonna turn to make my way away from the estate.
Alrighty, and the rest of you?
Follow.
Same, yeah.
I will maintain my assistance persona.
Alright.
The rest?
Lord Levin, is there anything I can do to assist you? Can I carry that for you?
Just a quick note. I am not a lord. I'm middle class. If you want it to be a little more believable, I commissioned you as an assistant.
Of course. Sir Levin.
Thank you.
I'm gonna lean towards Levin.
He's just gonna shake that whole exchange out.
I was gonna say I'm gonna lean towards Levin, but like I'm not calling you Sir Levin.
That's fantastic. I didn't hire you.
Good. You probably should, but
So,
Considering that you
Onward.
promised to return favors to me,
fair enough. Lord
Just-
Levin, lead the way. As I do it mockingly.
And I think
Alright, so-
this is going to be a good place to stop for the evening.
okay.
With that, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope this was very fun. And we'll
I
see
had
what
fun.
happens next time.
It was very
was-
fun.
It was definitely nice to have like the character interactions. I definitely think, build that connection with some of them.
I loved it actually.
Alright, so for those, if we have anybody in the Twitch stream here who is not us in the stream, I hope you enjoyed the show, and we will catch you next week.
On the next.
We're in the end credit already, so alright. We are no longer live. Yeah, absolutely. No, so basically what happened was there was somebody who had reached out to me through Dice Legion to recruit. So they want us to advertise the dice. So there is like a commission through the Discord, which now I get to, if people start purchasing through that code,